What's going on, family? What's good, everybody? Uh, I messed up on some. Y'all give me just a second. I am trying to. I gotta find it. Okay, here we go. What's good, family? Y'all hold on just a second for me. It ain't no secret. Y'all know we having power issues, and I just got off of my backup power and got back on my backup power, and the power came back on. So I'm redoing some things and some stuff, trying to get everything situated. So there we go. All them buttons clicking. That's me getting my backup power sorted out. Look here. I apologize. In the words of Miss Anita Baker. Welcome on in, family. Let's get it. Let's get it. Whatever it is, we finna get to it, baby. We finna talk about it. Yes, 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 yes. Okay, hold on now. Let me go back up here to the top, see who all in here, so I can welcome y'all in proper like. Um, Again, I apologize for the delay. Had a little situation going on. My sister, Purple Patch Crew, Unbiased LLC. What's up, my sister? How you doing? How you doing? As we then had a whole week of African Dream in here every day. Baby, this ain't gonna happen too often. Ain't gonna happen no more surely for a long time. Cause what them young folks say, I got time. Well, this week, you know what I'm saying, we got time. Next week, not so much. So it's been fun while it's been going. Um, but shout out to you, my sister Unbiased LLC. First one jumped up off in here. Uh Thank you, sweet pea. Outspoken Libra Krista. What's good, sister? How you doing? And of course, Shanna. What's up, Shanna? How you doing, sister? And where there's a Shanna, there is somewhere adjacent. Shout out to both of y'all. The Ewings showing love, man. Um, it's appreciated more than y'all know. The support, not only for being members, but for always jumping in here when y'all can. I appreciate it. And like Shanna said, thank you, Shanna, for reminding me. Y'all smash the like button. Y'all see what sis said right here? And put it on the screen. She said, I ain't even say it. She said, smash that like button, son. Yeah. Miss D's Hollywood Garden, how you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. You better get in here and enjoy yourself. You sure better. Damn. Sweet Pea, who said? She said. She said it. I ain't say it. She said it. What's up? She said. How you doing, sister? Welcome in, RX Nail. Man, RX Nails. What's up, sis? I had to come out the bushes because I just been looking at. When you talk about artists, this woman here cold as ice. By the way, she said, as you can see, I need a full set. If y'all want to get y'all nails done proper, like y'all need to go over and visit her page first off, and then maybe you can set you an appointment or something like that there. But back to me, as you can see, I need a full set, and I think I want to go with white and burgundy, and on my pinky fingers, I want chinchilla tips. And I don't want no faux chinchilla. I want real chinchilla tips. I want you to find some chinchilla and give me like what would be like a French tip, but just red at the tip. I want it all chinchilla, baby. And maybe the thumbs so I can be different. Yeah, so I want chinchilla tips from RX Nails. I want a full set with white tips in the middle of the fingers. And then on my pinky finger and on my thumbs, I want chinchilla tips. Yeah. Yeah, and on my index fingers, you can put your logo, put RX Nail right there. One of them be upside down, the other one be right side up. Yeah, yeah, that's what we gonna do. Hey, Miss Janita, how you doing? Blue Lotus Vibes by Janita McLean, aka Mama Nita. Thank you for being here. We love you. We appreciate you. Y'all check Mama Nita out over there doing her thing. I saw part one. Now I don't know if you done dropped part two yet or not. I ain't gonna tell you part one to what. Because y'all got to get over the Blue Lotus Vibes and check out and see what she doing and all the goodies and gifts and everything. And it might not even be just stuff for people. It's just a haul. That's what I'm going to say. It's a haul, right? So you get over the Blue Lotus Vibe by Janita McLean, and then you can see for yourself what Mama Nita done got here lately. TX Lala, what's good, sis? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. You better get in here and enjoy yourself. Motivation from the weightlifting geek. Little bro, what's good? What's going on, family? How is you? How is you? Welcome in, welcome in. Amazing live last night, man. Thank you for having me and the missus up there, spending some time with you, talking about our experiences here on this here a YouTube machine. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. Let's see who else we got off in here. Man, Just Josh. Just Josh, what's good, family? How is you? Better get on in here and enjoy yourself, bro. Thank you for being here. I appreciate you. I understand, young man. Motivation said he in the bushes at work, maybe at his desk, or maybe sometime hanging out in the server room. Who knows? It don't matter as long as he here. We appreciate you. My brother Juan Perez, H-Town, Texas to start sliding up in here, folk. Texas is in the building. Orca 3371. How is you? How you doing? How you doing? Yes, yes, yes. Speaking of yes, 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 y'all can get over the motivation from the weightlifting geek. He got the merch shop popping. Now, I say yes, yes, yes all the time, but we got two different sets of yeses. Mine's is yes, 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 yes. You know what I'm saying? That's my yes, yes, yes. Motivation from the weightlifting geek is yes, yes, yes. You gotta know the difference between the two. Absolutely. Get over there, check out some of that merch my man got going on over there. Get you one of them yes, yes, yes t-shirts. You might want to wear it while you out running or while you lifting weights and building your strength and getting all strong and whatnot. Uh okay, thank you, RX Nails. I'm glad, sis. I appreciate that. See, she got me, man. She got me. I'm gonna have a set like ain't nobody else set me. Y'all don't even understand. Hey, Miss Deborah Garrett, how you doing? Yeah, welcome on in here. Better get in here and enjoy yourself. African Dreamer. The Virginia Bushcrafter. Hey, family, how y'all doing, by the way? Virginia Bushcrafter said, when are you coming to East Texas, bro? We would love, ideally, to be home in June, but with everything we got going on over here, we got to have a whole lot of stuff set up to be gone as long as we gonna be gone. Because when we come back to the States from Africa, that ain't no weekend trip, like I done said before. Uh, we actually been working with some people, talking with Big Rooster, with Tori, talking about having a Texas meetup when we come back. Not just because we at home. I mean, anybody can have a Texas meetup anytime they feel like it, but so we can connect with people and hook up with some people. We'll definitely make it known when we get back to the house. She said, how you get kicked out? What you get kicked out for? Ain't nobody kick you out. You better get back in here. Growing what I eat. Oh, you know what? Growing what I eat. I think April told me that she got it, and we have sometimes there be miscommunication. It's actually a handful of people who have emailed us And me and April, we both cover the emails when we get them. We try to set aside time to just respond to everybody. So growing what I eat, my brother, I offer my apologies. I thought April had responded to something and I misunderstood what we were talking about. So matter of fact, when I get off of here tonight, I'm gonna get back at you, and we're gonna talk about what we need to talk about. And thank you for that, bro. My apologies. I'm sorry for the delay. I really am. But I got you, fam. I got you. Let's see who we got off of here. Uh, MTGV Crime Podcast. What is going on, Miss V? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. You better get in here and enjoy yourself. Yes, 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 yes. The Virginia Bushcrafter said, I'm going to be running the Lufkin, Nacogdoches, Dallas, Austin, Roshan. Man, fam, you all up in and out of East Texas, boy. Yeah. Hey, man, come on, family. That's all over my stomping grounds. That's where your boy from. That's home right there. All them areas you talking about. Some of them, most of them I done been to a whole bunch, and a handful of them I done lived in at some point throughout my, young life, back when I was a whippersnapper, a young lad, if you will, or if you want. The word, yo, straight up, this is amazing. So I'm glad my man, the word is off in here. The word, in fact, I might have to go back and add you to this. So tonight's conversation is actually inspired from a live I was privy enough to be a part of. Time difference throw me off. It was like yesterday, day before yesterday, something like that. But the word who was in the chat right here was kind enough to allow me to put my 2-3 cents in on the conversation that he was having. And I always, it's personal to me. I believe in credit where credit is due to content creators who inspire me with ideas or thoughts, or even if I don't do it exactly the way they did it. Tonight's conversation, I have it on my board right here. When did now begin? And this is something that I've kind of touched on before, but the reason it's fresh on my mind and fresh in my psyche is because of the conversation that the word had the other night. He had an amazing panel. My brother, thank you for allowing me to be a part of that. And I want to give credit where credit is due, because I just think that's only right. I think that's fair. And I think that that's where my integral plane is set. So the word, bro, I'm glad you in here, fam, because you really helped. That conversation was so deep that I wanna keep it going in African Dreamer style, but you definitely a catalyst that helped push these ideas. Oh, just Josh said, I'm in DFW, Texas, meet up something. That's right, Josh. Yeah. That's right. Josh, man, send me some Williams chicken, bro. Nah, for real. Nah, for real, man. Just jump on 635 real quick, dog. Head south. And you know where the one at. You know where the one at over in not Denton, that's too far. No, in down there in South Dallas off of 20. And you know where the one is over there in Mesquite. Yeah, you know where the one at in Mesquite. So go on over there and wrap it up real good, so won't nobody try to go through it and eat it before it get here. Growing what I eat, man. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Let me get my man. Let me get my man's right real quick, fast. Let's see here. Come on, Fred. Count them up, count them up, count them up, count them up. Thank you, brother. Growing what I eat. We appreciate that, fam. Thank you for your contribution to the channel. Much love, much love. Thank you, brother. And like I said, I will be responding to all emails. I get a little behind every now and again, but y'all know how it is. But I got you. J3GS Farm, how you doing, my brother? We appreciate you for being here. Oh, it's Thursday. It's Thursday, so you can probably see that young man right there with Odoms later on tonight. Tonight for y'all. It'll be over in the morning for us. But with my brother Odom's Homestead, um, doing their Thursday night show over there. Yeah. Let's see who else we got off in here. Oh wow. It really it did? Hey, that's what's up, fam. I didn't even know. I haven't been back since then. Because I haven't been back the word, but man, see that's what I'm saying, man. When we help each other out and we keep it a buck, and everybody got a different version of keeping it a buck. But ain't no way I'm gonna sit over here on my channel on conversations that I held with you or you held with me rather, because you allowed me to be a guest over on your channel and not give credit where credit is due. People move how they want to move. I personally just don't move like that because that ain't in my heart. That ain't in my spirit, bro. Credit where credit is due. And y'all go check that brother out. The word. Everybody can drop their hashtag BCIC. And man, what is it? 1.7, whatever it got, you deserve it, man. You deserve it, fam. Great conversation, great community. Um, there it is. I wasn't down that far in the chat yet, but the word said we inspire and motivate each other, and that's how we build. That you more than welcome, fam. More than welcome. If y'all don't mind, before we get into this here conversation, man, y'all going to share this live out. If you haven't already, I sure would appreciate it. I am caught up in the chat. So, yeah. When did now begin? When did now begin? And that's some of the stuff that we was discussing over on the word chat the other night. And my goodness, man, there's so much to think about when people humble themselves, because everything got a point of origin. Everything got a point of origin, and I see a whole lot of opinions, and I'm not saying they wrong, but I see a whole lot of opinions being placed on the newer generations or the younger generations or this or that. Well, who got here before them? Let me take my glasses off and clutch my pearls. Well, there's a question. And all grown folk, I'm gonna tell you this, I believe this with all my heart and all my soul. I'm adamant about it. And I'm probably gonna say this more than one time before this live is over. Hey, Jones True 67, how you doing, young lady? You better get on in here and enjoy yourself. Thank you, Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. Another one of my he ain't lovely, he a fella, so that make him handsome. One of our handsome and debonair moderators for speaking to people who I might miss, as well as the tech department somewhere in another part of the house, lurking in the chat. Look here, man. I'm a firm believer. Callie, look, I saw your message well later. You know, it was like morning time over here. I just don't know to turn the notifications on. Oh, it's all good. Yeah, that's what I was talking about. Callie, I got you, sis. I will, if you up now, I will try to get back with you or contact you after this, because if y'all don't know, if y'all went in the live yesterday, my sister Callie Homestead with Pooh Bear has coordinated a Cali meetup, right? We talking about everything from getting together, fellowshipping to full doggone cruises, man. Cruises. She made the prices. She talked about this. She talked about that. We got to get together so we can get some more specifics, because we will be talking about this here meetup that Callie Homestead with Pooh Bear doing. We're going to be talking about that tomorrow, because y'all know what tomorrow is, man. Come on now, tomorrow, Friday. That means Friday faves. That means we going to have, baby, what we have on Fridays. And what we have a guest. We be having guests, man. We be having guests on Friday. And I guess you gotta show up so you will know who the guest gonna be. You never know who it might be. It could be anybody in this chat. It might be somebody y'all don't know at all. Could be one of y'all off in here. I don't know. I guess we gotta wait till tomorrow and see. But anyway, I'm gonna be as we try to do for all the people we support, We're gonna be talking about that, man. We're gonna be talking about what Callie Pooh Bear working on, what she doing, how she doing it. And it ain't a whole lot we can always do from over here in Africa, but doggone it, we're gonna be doing everything we can. We're gonna be doing everything we can to help bring this to fruition and make it a reality. Cause I tell you what, I know when we come to Texas and we have a Texas meetup, I sure want folks to help, you know, push that and promote that so we can just all get together and fellowship and eat some of the best barbecue in the world and hang out and, you know, just do what we do, family. But what I was gonna say before that is I'm a firm believer that in this here world, you have elders and you have olders. Olders is usually old, sometimes real old ass people that still think they 17. That's just it ain't no fault of their own. It's their mindset. It's who they are, how they move, how they live, how they reflect upon the world, what they absorb from the world. Typically, usually extremely immature in most of their behaviors, mannerisms, and so on and so forth. And then you have elders. And elders, I don't think, are necessarily limited to a specific age, but you just see it in certain people, even in youth. You could be 30 or 40 or 50 or even in your 20s, and some people call it an old soul, some people call it a lot of different things. They just have a maturity and a presence about themselves that presents differently. So I think it's a real big difference between an elder and an older. And we're gonna talk about that a little bit more tonight. Something else that my man was talking about on his live was generational differences. Who's who, what's what, how, and how. And I posed the question, when did now begin? All the stuff that we talk about right now going on in society, the kids like this, the men like that, the women like that over there. This didn't start last Thursday. Mm-mm. No, 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 no. No. This didn't start last month, or week 4 last, or year 4 last. No, bruh. No, 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 no. Started way before that. Uh oh, Juan, you good, fam? Don't worry about it, Juan. Look, man, I'm just happy you listening and doing all you can. Just hanging out with us, just being here. That's more than enough for me, bro. For us, we grateful. I know it's daytime over there. Everybody busy, folk at work, people chilling, people probably in their cars or might be at the house cleaning up or doing household duties and just got their earbud, anything. I'm just grateful for people to be here, man. But thank you for that, one. No doubt, Virginia Bushcraft, I got you. We sure will. We sure will let you know. Um, okay, Callie Homestead with Pooh Bear just speaking to everybody. Uh, it's a deep desire to kind of go back sometime. Oh, MTGV Crime Podcast still in here with us. Okay. Miss V up in here. Thank you, thank you. The desire to go back sometimes is so overwhelming and so strong. And I'm encouraging everybody. Thank you for being here. But not only this, man, go back and catch my man, The Word, live from the other night. Not because he allowed me to be a part of it, but because things were shared, things were said, and I think it's more than worth a listen. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna play a little bit of something real quick because y'all, we living in a different world, and nostalgia can be a beautiful thing, but everybody's nostalgia is just a little bit different. Just a little bit different. I'm gonna get into it, man. Y'all just kick back, chill back, listen. Like I said, if you haven't, share this live out. Like my sis just said, hit the like button and all of that stuff. And I'm just gonna run a little I gotta stop real here. I gotta on the cool real talk. Hey, welcome in, Miss April Shower. Welcome in, welcome in. I gotta say this. Even if y'all ain't heard this song in a while, how many people just sit back and a little bitty part of you wish for yesterday or some part of yesterday? Now things get complicated when you got a couple billion people doing that at the same time because everybody got a different point of view and a different perspective of when things were perfect, when things was just right. We sit around oftentimes and we contemplate and we desire and we long for that Goldilocks period in all of our lives. For some of them, it might have been your teens or your late teens. For some of you, it might have been your early 20s. For some of us, it might have been after you landed that big job you was always striving for and wanting to get to. And now it's a decade later or 15 years later, and you like, man, if I could just go back to that point. If I could just it might be some folks you missing who ain't here in this world with you no more, and you just want to see them one more time. But when you got a couple billion people doing that at the same time, that's when it get complicated, especially when you incorporate and mix in generations, ideologies, core values, all those things. But anyway, let's keep on getting. Now, Miss Jones Truth. Now, I could understand because that is Teddy P. Now, he sampled that. He took that from Teddy P. Both of them old song, but Love TKO came out way before back in the day. But no, this ain't a new song. This ain't a new song, Miss Jones Truth. This an old one. I think this came out in like maybe 90 or 91 or something like that. But the whole point of the song is he talking about his life and what he reminisce and what he wish he could go back to, because in the absence of what was, oftentimes in life we realize how beautiful and precious those moments were, in spite of the adversity, the challenges, the circumstances, in some cases the poverty. All of this different stuff don't seem so bad when you look back on it, because um everything that you look back on that you've encountered and overcome is always easier on the other side. Or at least that's been my experience. That's how life done worked out for me. But I want to know what y'all think. Um, when did now actually begin? That's my question. We talking about the state of the world, what's going on in the world, the things we see in front of us. As I alluded to earlier, a lot of things that men dealing with, women dealing with, children dealing with, society dealing with as a whole. And I hear a common phrase, and I'm not saying it's wrong. I'm just saying I think it's a little bit more complicated than that. Uh, I often hear we got to get back to, and I don't disagree with that sentiment, but we have to fully acknowledge, if we're going to be completely open and honest in this conversation, everything that we try to get back to, we only trying to get to back to a part of it, because at the time, the back then, whenever then was, depending on the person, there were people trying to completely change all of their circumstances about the moment in which they existed. So to be fair and to be honest and be open and have a real candid dialogue, we got to acknowledge that the things we want to get back to are very segmented pieces of our memory. Because some people might desire to get back to the values and structures of maybe the 60s or 70s, while it was a whole nother group of people or segment of society fighting like hell to change all the circumstances they confronted with day in and day out. It's something to really think about. Okay, Callie Homestead with Pooh Bear got me right. She said that song came out in 1994, the year after I graduated from high school. All right. Okay, I see you, Callie. Thank you. Man, it's a lot of knowledge out here. Somebody in the chat, I always know. Let's see. Even I know I'm about 10 years older than Pooh Bear. And let's see, what was I doing in 1994? I wasn't nowhere being mannish. I wasn't nowhere being bad. What was I doing in 1994? I can't remember completely. But anyway, look here. I just dropped that link. And anybody who wants to come up and share their thoughts and or opinions, feel free to do so. You sure can. You're welcome on in. Hold on a minute, y'all. You better not do that. Cause yeah, family, it's a different world. It's a different world. It's a whole different ball game. It is a different world. Really great conversation the other night, and it hadn't left my mind since. And some of the other things that were shared was like, whew, man, it was real. It was deep. It was heavy. I want to try to make this conversation, rather than being a right versus wrong, or old versus young, or any of that. Can we all admit openly and honestly that the fact of the matter is we just living in a different world? And every day all of us wake up to a different world. And in most cases, not always, but in most situations, the world you born into is not the same world that you transition out of. Is that fair to say? Is that a reasonable assessment of what's going on? And if anybody disagrees or got a different point of view, I mean, hey, holla at your boy. I done dropped the link. I'll drop it again. Let's see. Just Josh said, I mean, the word, that was the word. The word said, just my opinion, we used that, worked and adapted that to what works now. Yeah, I mean, some people did. A lot of people did. And yeah, I think that's a very fair assessment. I think that's an extremely fair assessment. I just can't. Sometimes I sit back and I look at how much the world has changed, and some of y'all, I don't see how, but some of y'all would consider me to be a fairly young man. The changes in society and in the world, the developments, be it technology, be it societal norms that may not have been a norm back when I was when I was younger. Now, I fully admit that I grew up in what most people would consider an extremely conservative environment, being from East Texas and being raised Southern Pentecostal. So I can't knock that. That's real. I am. That's where I'm from. That's how I was raised. And then I look at the world I live in now. That's a big difference. That's a big change. That's a whole lot of change. I think about elders that I've found who are really easy to communicate with, really easy to share ideas and thoughts and opinions with, and the way that they communicate with people younger than them, even if they don't agree with them all the time. Even if they don't agree with them all the time, they still uh, somehow do an amazing job at communicating. One of them is Miss Shirley. I think Miss Shirley O.G. Gardner is an absolutely amazing elder. Elder. I think my Renaissance grandma is an amazing elder. I think G Quat Traditions with Miss Ellen Pankey, Auntie Ellen, is an amazing elder. And like I explained earlier, it's a difference between an elder and an older, in my opinion. Everybody ain't got to agree. We ain't got to all agree on everything. That's just my opinion from what I see. Let's see. Miss D's Hollywood Garden said, younger generations were raised to do without the things baby boomers were required to get an education to afford. Uh, yeah, Miss D's, I wish you younger generation were raised to do without the things the baby boomers were required to get an education to afford. Yeah, yeah. So much of that has changed. Speaking of that, like just the whole that's another thing that's happening. Ask the Teen 85, what's going on, family? Welcome in. Welcome in. Um, the whole concept, and I believe in education, depending whatever form, whether it be trade school, uh, vocational school, traditional academics like pursuing an AA or a BA, getting your master's, going on to graduate and all of that, undergrad, fine, I understand, but the load of debt that's on a whole lot of people these days, even what the whole concept of college is has changed in the past 10 years for a whole lot of society, especially in the US. A whole lot of people are afraid of the debt. F.R. Humphrey, how you doing, Miss Felicia? Welcome in. You better get in here and enjoy yourself. You better get in here and enjoy. My brother, Vision Preparedness. What is up, my brother? How you doing? Welcome in. Welcome in. Miss Jones Truth. Now, I ain't gonna disagree. I'm gonna read it, then I'll disagree with you. Miss Jones Truth, for everybody who just listened and can't see, she said, you are a young man compared to me. I'm 67, and I see the great principles of life and relationship according to the faith you in. I love what you do and stand for. Oh, thank you. Well, thank you, Miss Jones Truth. I appreciate that. I'm just a regular old man, doing the best I can, taking it one day at a time. But I appreciate your kind words. Um, Thank you, Vision. I appreciate that. Kelly Homestead with Pooh Bear said facts and T-Nog and love notes. Absolutely. That's why I get worried about naming names sometimes, because I know I'm going to leave somebody out and I don't want nobody thinking I left them out on purpose. Pooh Bear said, they have taught me so much. I love to learn from their garden. The knowledge and experience is a game changer for me. Exactly. Exactly. That's another beautiful thing about those two generations coming together. The elders, not olders. I told y'all what elders are to me, but the elders and the youth being able to share knowledge and combine knowledge, because I'm also of the mindset, and I got a couple tech people up in here too. I guarantee you, my oldest young nephew, not the one in the middle, the The big one, he grown. I ain't talking about him. I'm talking about the little one. The little one could take my iPad and show me how to do stuff with it I ain't even know it could do. That's just real. If his mama and daddy brought him the parts, man, I want to say he just turned 11. I think he just turned 11, maybe 12. I'm getting old. Y'all don't judge me. You keep living. You'll see how I feel. And he brilliant. He's just a super smart kid, especially when it comes to this technology. He is like, uh, it's amazing. All I'm saying is we can all learn from each other. Fifi, what's up, sister? How you doing? Welcome on in here. Fifi's journey. Fifi, I think I left a comment. I be in the bushes. You don't go live a lot, but as far as your content, I be checking you out, sis. I still be over there. I gotta get out of them bushes. I done got so used to just trying to support everybody, not as fast as I can, but make sure I'm still there. And then when I got time to just sit back and like catch up on a lot, y'all, I gotta do better with it. Forgive me. Me and April be in the bushes, but sometimes I'm listening more than watching. And I'll listen to a whole video and I'll walk over and be looking. I hear you say something, I'll go over there and look at it and forget to leave a doggone comment. But I always hit the thumbs up because that's the first thing I do when I click on the video. So forgive me, Fifi, for not being over there as much as or letting you know that we there. Let's see here what Joe said. Oh, thank you. A little bro agreed with something. I don't know what it was, but I'll take it. Yeah, Fifi don't never go live. She dropped videos though. Drop videos dropping that knowledge. Um, like what she said the other one, the last one I can remember really catching, like not how do we prepare, but like just stuff going on in the world. And I ain't gonna get all into the detail of it. Y'all go over to Fifi's journey and check out her video. She probably put 3 or 4 more out since that one. The word said, I have access to information and opportunities that our elders and ancestors didn't have. I feel sometimes that we're the difference begins. Yeah, that's where the difference exactly. That's another thing too, man, and that's a very astute and extremely fair assessment. In the conversation last night, we were talking a little bit more about technology. Man, there's folk out there who our pawpaws and big mamas and them didn't. Some of them may have been literate. Some of them may have been illiterate. Uh, some of them, they wasn't running around with these in their pockets, bruh. You literally have more computing power on your average phone today than hell, IBM had in a whole office in the 60s. Go figure. That's a great point, bro, because we do have access to more information, but this is where the kicker come in. A whole lot of people, unfortunately, I think were so discouraged from the whole idea of learning, of adapting to knowledge, of the absorption of knowledge that now you got it right in front of you. And it's like, so it's almost like a city of gold, but walnuts or what holds value. So you can have somebody from the outside come in and be like, oh my goodness. It's gold everywhere. It's gold in the streets, gold over in the pit, in the fields and pastures. And they like, so you got some walnuts. That's almost like how knowledge and not education, but knowledge and information is so prevalent and so ready to be grabbed at any given point, at any moment, that most people don't care about it. That's just my observation. I ain't saying I'm right. I ain't saying I'm wrong. I'm just saying this, it's me. The word speaking to everybody. You good, fam? It's a lot of people in here. You can't speak to everybody. Oh, thank you, bro. This man, I'm telling you, it is a lot. I don't know how Joe do it. I don't know how Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek do it. I don't know how Miss T with the T do it. By the way, that was a great interview with Carol. They was talking about, the X's and the this and that, man. Of course, it was funny, but it was some stuff to think about in that too. So shout out to all my people who do this Monday through Friday, cause baby, your boy, no, 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 no. Uh, yeah, kudos to y'all because it's a lot trying to go live. I don't know. We don't always have the time to even attempt to do stuff like this. Like the young folks say, we got time, so we doing something a little different. Tomorrow will be the last day, Friday faves. We ain't never did a Monday through Friday streak like this before, and I can't even tell you when you're gonna see another one, baby. I just got to keep it a buck. But thank you for that vision preparedness. And what I'm gonna do is drop this here link again. What's up, Jared? Did I see Jared's talks? What's good, my brother? How you doing? Welcome in, welcome in. Thank you for being here. Jared, I saw that was beautiful where you went out to the burial site to visit ancestors, to visit, family. I thought that was beautiful. And I'm gonna tell y'all something, man. Not to veer too far off subject, but I've been getting dropped from a whole lot of people's we're no longer subscribers. And a whole lot of y'all been getting dropped from African Dreaming. But for whatever reason, I can still see you, baby can still see you in the community stuff. So when people when y'all really don't sleep on that community tab, because that community tab help a whole lot. I'll see somebody in the community tab and be like, oh man, I ain't seen them in a minute. And I go over to their channel and try to catch up on content and watch a video or three. And the next thing I know, we ain't even connected no more. We ain't even subscribed to each other. So y'all please keep an eye on that, check that out. But Jared, seeing you in here reminded me of that, bro. I did see you visiting family out at the cemetery, and it prompted me to go on over to your page because I hadn't been seeing you, and at least on my end, unless they done pop me off again, we should be reconnected, and I hope it stay that way. But you know what it is, man. This is the folk this the folk platform. Psalm 146, what's up, sister? How you doing? Some I tried to use some maybe everybody like walnuts, something. Everybody don't like sardine. Now for me, I mean, you already know. You already know, baby. Yeah, that'd be value right there. I just dropped that link again for anybody who okay, let me put this up here. Jared said I'm going live tonight at 12:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek at Vision Preparedness. All right, bro. If I'm still up, I will make sure that I tip on over that way. I know my man Vision going live tonight at I believe 6:30 Eastern Standard Time. And of course, Jason in here. What's going on, brother? How you doing? Jason and Shanna. I told y'all where it's a Jason, it's a Shanna somewhere around there. And where it's a Shanna, it's a Jason. Thank y'all for being the supporters that y'all are. I really appreciate that. Um, Oh, the word. While you in here, we got somebody asking. Ask the Teen 85 right now is asking. So, bruh, if you still in here, if you still listening, can you drop hashtag BCIAC in the chat? Oh, okay. Thank you, motivation. Thank you, motivation. I'm sorry, y'all. Time difference, time difference, time difference. I read it and still got it wrong. Jared is going live at 12:30 p.m., which is in the afternoon, not the a.m. I'm all discombobulated because, as you can see, it's already nighttime over here, and I think it's noon for most of y'all on the East Coast, especially, or at least noon, or maybe a little afternoon. I'm not sure. It's me, Five. What's up, sister? How you doing? Welcome back. Thank you for being here. Welcome in. Welcome in. Welcome in. But family, it truly is a different world. I keep dropping that link. I want it to be off in the chat. I want it to be there so y'all can find it before the conversation progress too much. If anybody is available, if anybody has the time, ain't no pressure. Ain't no pressure. But you can do three things for your boy. You can do three things for your boy. For one, you can one, two, three, four. Four. Might be four. Let's go through them and then we'll see. Okay, TX Lala said it's 11. Okay, man, it's earlier than I thought. Okay, yeah, that's Texas and East Coast noon. Yeah. Thank you, TX Lala. So you can hit the like button. That's one. Let's see if we got four. You can share this out. That's two. You can come back in here and do what the word just did. I'm gonna put it up on the screen right now. Drop that hashtag BCIAC into the chat so you see what Nightbot just did. It'll drop your link. And then after you do that, y'all please, please, please connect with one another. Please connect with one another. I'm glad I got some people in here reminding me of some stuff. Vision preparedness. We're gonna be talking more about this tomorrow. Okay, it's all good, fam. I understand. You're a busy man. You're a busy man. June 2nd through the 4th. June 2nd through the 4th, Vision Preparedness Bug Out Weekend. Y'all, please, 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 please try to make it if you can. Connect with him. You can go straight to his website or. Oh, congratulations, Jared, on the road to 1.3K. That's what's up, bro. Congratulations on that. You can hit him up over on his YouTube channel at Vision Preparedness. You can go to the website, visionpreparedness.com, or you can go to his YouTube channel, Vision Preparedness, and find out all the details. It's going to be celebrities there like Gina versus Gina. Everybody big sister. So I don't know if y'all want to meet Gina versus Gina in person, but I wish I could meet Gina versus Gina in person. I will one of these days. We will. Odom's Homestead said, congratulations, Jared. And that's big congrats, bro. I remember when you started out, fam, and you went chop, 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 chop. You've been on that grind, bro, getting it in. So much love to you for that. June 16th, you might be able to meet some other celebrities. I don't know. Might be a Shanna, might be a Jason. I don't know. But something's supposed to be happening in Thomasville, Georgia. It's just a regular thing, man. It's just a regular meetup. It's just a regular meetup with a regular gun guy. You might get to meet some other celebrities like Erica, My Fly Family, like Billy, My Fly Family, and the whole My Fly family. So that's something else to look forward to. And before I forget, I got to remind y'all real quick, our podcast. Baby been dropping the STSS off in there. We actually today, we just dropped another episode, I think maybe an hour or so ago. Look, it get a little grown over there, the topics. We don't talk about the same stuff necessarily that we talk about over here on the YouTube machine, but over on our podcast over on Spotify, we kind of get into some stuff. I hope y'all really enjoy this episode that we most recently dropped. We are 23 away from 100. There is a time frame. Wow, man, podcasting as far as to really get it how it should be, as far as monetization and certain other features that you get associated with your podcast, it's extremely hard. I would ask everybody in here, please, please, please. Now, sometimes the conversation get a little bit naughty. Sometimes the conversation get a little bit grown. But if y'all could do us one of the biggest solids, if you haven't connected and became a listener, please, 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 click that link, some things and some stuff, podcast. Go on over there, listen to an episode, half episode, a few minutes, come on back over here. Hey, you could go listen to a little bit of it, come back and then tell me what y'all think. You can say it's garbage, it's trash, whatever. That's cool. You entitled your opinion, you grown. but we'd appreciate it. And even if you don't like it, you just listen to it. You might find something or hear something you do like. Uh, I think that about got it. Oh, and a resilient dad. A resilient dad is doing a 5K run for dementia and for I always forget the other one. It's not Alzheimer's. It's dementia and uh, another ailment that plagues us, and I forget what it is. So for now, we're just gonna stick with dementia. July 22nd, 5K, and then I think it's a 10K after that. But it's a great cause. If y'all out there in the Bay and you want to support my man, if you anywhere up around off in the San Francisco area, uh, and you feel like watching folk run in little shorts, men's and women's, out there running for MS. Thank you, Psalm. Thank you for multiple sclerosis and dementia. Thank you, Psalm 146 Home and Garden. I appreciate you for that. And I think as far as that goes, I pretty much got everything covered. Now, I do, I really do, I could sit here and give a, oh, thank you, Sweet Pea, for the reminder. I appreciate that. I appreciate that because I was just finna get into a different world and talk about how different this world is we living in. Man, I wish I don't know where they at, boy, but I sure would love to have a Miss Shirley or a Auntie Ellen or some of y'all young folk who act to be claiming y'all older than what you are to participate in the conversation because it's kind of generational, and I don't want to go too hard. I can do it, but monologuing is one thing. I love having the input and perspective of others. Oh, thank you, Vision Preparedness. Thank you, brother. Um, Tech Department said we need 23 more listeners on the podcast. We would appreciate y'all's support and spreading the word. And we sure would because we are actually on a timeline. You have to have reach 100 within X amount of days. We've been sitting in the 70s for a while now. We 23 away. And man, having that, it would be great. It would be great. Not only would it mean monetization for us as far as podcasters, it would basically they take you a little bit more seriously and they push you out on the platform more so you can reach out and be more people, and then more people hear you and either they like you or they don't. Let's see here. Okay, Big Mama's Garden said in the bushes, listening at work. This is the time of an awakening, awoke to the truth, awareness. It's a lot that has been hidden from us that's being revealed to us at this time. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. Yes, I couldn't agree with you more. Um, like kind of like the word said earlier, he alluded to this. A lot of the generations that preceded us didn't have access to information in the same ways that we do presently. And a whole lot of hidden truths and a whole lot of half truths and a whole lot of other stuff is starting to come out. Now, I ain't gonna say it's a good thing or a bad thing, but it is a thing and it is what happened. I personally think it's a good thing for us to be able to come to terms, come to grips with certain parts of history. But like I always say, this whole world we living in is boy, it's interesting. It's really, really interesting. And the truth always got a way of coming out. And The only constant is change. We got somebody. Who is this here that tipped up here? Man, what's going on,
What's
little
going
bro?
on, big bro?
How is you?
Man, I'm living. I'm living. I had to jump in here for a little bit. I can't leave my brother hanging. You know what I mean?
Oh, I know you busy. Now you know I can hold the fort down. I appreciate you because sometimes I don't just want to hear my own voice. It's something so intriguing about getting the perspective of others. So thank you for taking the time for however long you got to just jump up, bro. How you doing?
You're welcome, big bro. I'm doing great. I'm doing great. I think that there will forever be a now and a what was because everything changes. Take for instance me.
Mm-hmm.
I'm still about 6. I'm wet behind the ears. You know what I mean? I'm just learning how to think about driving. But even at my young age, I can say back in my day, things happen a certain way. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. I want to ask you something. Now that I have somebody to converse with outside of my own thoughts and my own opinions,
Sure.
how do you feel something that's impacted every race, every demographic, every culture, every group of peoples, right? It's
Yes.
secrets, family secrets. This is something not I won't say secrets. I'll say unspoken truths that everybody is cognizant of, but they don't always express them. So that makes me wonder uh why, like what's going on, what's going on, like what impact do you think that has intergenerationally with how people either communicate or lack to communicate?
I honestly believe that it has a huge impact because the things that are happening now because of technology allows for a lot more communication when
Okay, V, I got you, bro. I'm sorry, Joe. I got you. Okay.
oh no, you good.
Welcome
Oh,
in, Vision. Go ahead, bro.
it's a trio now. um
It's a trio.
I think that there, because of the openness of social media, you can be minding your business and somebody decides to insert you into their social media when you didn't even want to be a part of it. So
Very true.
I
Very
think
true.
because of the nature of technology, there are still secrets, but so much more is being shown even when it doesn't want to be, that's affecting our society today.
Right, right. Um, yeah, I don't disagree, bro. I don't disagree. Brother Vision, what's going on? What say you, sir?
What's going on, gentlemen? How y'all doing today?
Oh,
Doing
we
great. How you
chilling,
doing, big
chilling,
bro?
man.
Good. I got a moment to sneak out, and I wanted to leave 1 cent today.
Okay.
Hey,
Um, your topic. When did this start, and how? Where are we now? And
Right.
for me, it goes back to this. It is the whole dismantle, systemic dismantling of the family unit.
I agree, sir. I agree.
Period. And
I,
whatever has happened, the moral decay of the world is declining. And
yep.
instead of relying on big mama and papa and mom and dad and aunties and uncles to be taught and raised like we should be, and I'm not saying this is bad, I'm just saying this is where we are.
Yeah, no, that's real. These your thoughts,
hmm
bro. Speak
Things
freely.
have been inserted into people's lives, technology and friends and social media and news and cable TV and conveniences and AI and all this other mess,
hmm
and that's where we are right now.
hmm Now, no, and that's kind of what I was saying a second ago, big bro, and I completely
Yeah.
agree with you because there are so many young people that are being raised by YouTube, by
Right.
MTV, by cable TV, by satellite, and the morals and the boundaries and the understanding and the principles that used to be passed down from generation to generation, they just don't exist anymore.
Yeah,
Correct.
that's very true. Shortly before my brother passed away, I call him my brother, but not biological, but we were best friends since 14 and 15, all up into our 40s. And uh we had a conversation one time. It was a group of us. We got together after we had visited everybody's house and all the mamas and grandparents still around and all of that. And we started having a conversation about how limited it was. When I was a kid, uh, the togetherness was all I knew. The collective was all I knew. But somehow the older I got, and it happened in other people's families, friends of mine as well. That was just a breakdown for a whole lot of different reasons, but a breakdown of that, just everybody at the grandparents' house almost all day. And if you ain't at one house, you spend a couple hours here and then a few hours over there and a few, like just this whole cohesion, it seems to be lost. And something that both of y'all alluded to and Vision said very frankly, uh, the very deliberate and purposefully seeming breakdown of the whole concept of what family is uh, has taken a toll on the greater society. And this didn't just start yesterday, man.
Hmm.
It didn't just start yesterday. But yeah, I agree with both of you gentlemen. But please, y'all continue your thoughts.
Now, the other thing with society, and when you talk about what you got technology wise now versus the way things used to be,
Mm-hmm.
it used to be one of those things where, hold on one second, big bro. I'll be right back.
Well, no, go ahead. Go ahead. Vision, you got it. For
So
as long
yeah,
as you can.
it's the breakdown of the family value, the core family,
Mm-hmm.
and with the inundation of information that is at anybody's fingertips, um, is good, bad, or indifferent. But it's all about values and morals that should be established at the core family level.
Right. Right. I agree, and I've seen a transition. Hey, she said, "Welcome back in here." And Astatine, I see what you're saying, and that's actually a good idea. Uh, I might look into that. No, in fact, I will look into that, as well as some of my wife's artwork. This is most of my friends here in Africa are actually Maasai. The majority of them are Maasai. So, when I first April, like it's just beautiful painting to me. But yeah, we might mix it up a little bit and do something to that effect. Thank you for that suggestion. Um, I think back to Vision of what you were saying, bro. I think that a lot of morality has been replaced with uh consumerism, and I'm
Correct.
gonna try to make yeah, I'm gonna try to make this make sense. The same energy that was once put into having patience with the loud uncle or the crazy auntie or the cousin that you can't leave no money around when they over at the house and stuff like that. That patience has been replaced in a consumer form where it's all about acquisition. I got to acquire it. The only way you prove your worth or your value in 2023 is, and I'm not saying even that's new, but it's at a ridiculous level now. I mean, back in the 60s, especially if you had my hue and my complexion, if you was a black man that could afford a Cadillac and maybe wear a nice hat and a nice couple of suits, that meant something. So it ain't like that is new, but now it's completely taken over everyone, over
Right.
everybody, or at least the vast majority. But what you think, bro?
You're absolutely right. Everything you said is correct. And until we get back to basics, and I'm using air quotes when I say basics,
Mm-hmm.
where
Mm-hmm.
you know that the core gets back to being the core and explaining, this is what's happening. Like I told my kids, especially my daughter, who's in her
Mm-hmm.
30s now, when she was in her teens, I literally sat her down and had a conversation with her. I said, look, sweetheart, here's the reality. The world does not care about you. And the
Right.
world technically does not like you.
Yeah.
I said, there is nobody on this planet that loves you more than me and your mother.
Mm-hmm.
And I will always be here for you, no matter what the world throws at you.
Yeah.
And when I say that, I mean that, meaning I have to not just say it, but I have to do it. My actions have to prove that.
Right.
Mm-hmm.
And that's what we need to get back to. And I had the same conversation with my son.
Mm-hmm.
And I know that my daughter has had that conversation with my grandsons because I see it in her actions.
Right.
And
Right.
that's what has to be passed down, disseminated, and talked about without assuming anything.
Very true. Very true.
It's those hard conversations from a credible source that I
Correct.
think can be the determining factor between success in this life, and not to say that, not to simplify it as failure, but to be successful. I'm not talking about where you work or what you drive or the square footage of your home. I'm talking about an overall confidence of self, an appreciation of self, a sense of value and worth that can only come from those who preceded you, instilling that in you. And there is a decay, not only a decline, it's decayed. And so much of our society is rotting in front of our eyes. But
Yes.
Yeah.
go
Yes.
ahead, bro.
I'm gonna say this, Jay, and I say this with as much love as possible. I need you to get out my head. And this is why I say that, because I literally was in between buildings and pulled over and recorded a video that is titled "How Do You View Success? Answer." It's like a 1-minute video. I made it real quick in my car, and I dropped it while I was at work. Literally, the very things that you just said, because I read in a book somewhere about this man that built his house on a rock mass, and then there was this other man that built his house on the sand. And
Come
y'all
on,
know
bro.
what happened there.
Yeah.
But the point that I'm making is, without a proper foundation, nothing can stand.
Exactly.
And that's the crux of the difference between now and then. There is no foundation to stand on. So is it any wonder that things are decaying and falling?
Correct. Because there's no foundation.
That's it.
Yeah.
And
go ahead. Go ahead.
And Joe, you're absolutely right. And we all know this. And I'm gonna break it down to basics. You can't build a house if the foundation is raggedy. It's gonna fall down. You can't build nothing unless the foundation is solid and stable and proper.
Absolutely.
That's it.
Absolutely. Thank you, Official J Mill. We appreciate that, family. Now you all are right, bro. Both of y'all gentlemen. When I so being from Texas, this is something I've seen, and you know, we had a conversation earlier this week. We talked about immigration and this and that, and I'm talking about legitimate what legitimate legal persons that may have migrated from. Right now, I'm not talking about any other group. I'm saying primarily Hispanic, Mexican, Latinx, whatever people call these days. In Texas, Mexican, right? Respectfully, there was so much cohesion that the same neighborhood that I grew up in, um, these folks had a sense of family that I saw in my youth, but somehow it's all I don't want to. I think it's a gross oversimplification to just summarize it as trickery, but I feel like a whole lot of us got duped in a lot of ways because I remember what family was and what family used to be, and I see what so much of family is now. These people with very little resources would take four families. I'm talking about mama, daddies, and three, four kids a piece and live in a 3-bedroom house for 3 or 4 years and stack their bread and then buy the house down the street. And then more family could come in from other parts of the state, other parts of the country, find work, do whatever, and then buy another house at the across the street on the other side of the street.
Right.
And then the next thing you know, you got now. See, that's what a lot of people who look like me used to do when we
Yes.
had community to that
Yes.
degree.
Yes. My
But
just to
go ahead.
interject real quick on that, my
No, go ahead, bro.
grandparents, the street that my grandparents lived on, they had a house. 3 aunts had houses down the street, and 2 uncles had houses across the street. Everybody lived on the same street.
That was
Yeah.
common when I was little.
Yes. Go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead,
No,
bro.
I'm
No.
just saying, and it even got to the point where the house behind my grandparents across the alley was abandoned and came up for sale. They bought it, tore it down, cleared that land. That became the family garden. That plot that house was on. They dug up that whole plot, and that was the family garden. Yeah.
And we've been stripped of that as
Yes.
even a concept. And when I say we, hold on, I gotta welcome in Marlene. Welcome in, Marlene. How you doing, sister? Life with Marlene. Marlene, I'm gonna drop this link again here in a minute if you want to come up and share anything, because much of what you had to say the other night was super deep. It really moved me, and I want to have that part of the conversation as well. But to get back to what my fellow panelists are talking about right now, when I say we, I'm thinking the greater we. Now, of course, I start with me as a black man from the South. I understand the black experience, but when I say we in its entirety, I'm talking about collectively as a country. A part of me feels like we've been duped because cross-racially, ethnicities, that ain't the same way it used to be. Those values don't resonate anymore. It's more about, and Vision, you were real honest about some of the day. You said where you grew up, the way you grew up. Once you made it, it's like, man, let me hit the birds.
Right.
You know how, and I respect your honesty. You know how many aunties and uncles and cousins I do this. I saw do the same thing for their own reasons, but you can't help what you work hard. You want to play hard. You done busted your behind going to school or doing whatever, or just running your own business in order to have that level of success. we can't blame nobody for that. That's why I'm asking this question. So when did now begin? Because we see where we at now, but in following the cultural norms and the trends and the things that we were alluded to believe entailed what success is, then that's here we are, and we all guilty to some degree.
Now, I'm gonna dare to take this just a step further before I get ready to step down.
Okay.
The concept that we are discussing right now is part of how we change,
Right.
because there was a time where places like the United States were considered a melting pot because everybody came together and there were no barriers. Everybody came together. That kind of stuff doesn't exist anymore. However, we as a community, like you were mentioning, Big Bro, have an opportunity to create that same family environment now, which is why I love hanging out over here, which is why I strive to have the same type environment over on my house, because we can develop those same type bonds where we can help each other even if we aren't physically neighbors.
Right. Right. I understand that. I understand. Oh, Joe, hold on.
Uh-oh.
Uh-oh.
I gotta put up TX Lala. TX Lala said, "You lollygagging, boy." She said that
Uh-oh.
ain't never been like that.
Yeah, well, ooh.
Oh,
Go
I put on
ahead,
the
little
wrong one.
sis.
Hold on. There it is. She said, it ain't never been all that togetherness you talking about, boy.
That's true.
That's what they say it used to be, but listen, it don't exist now, that's for sure.
I think I understand your sentiment, but I know what Lala's saying too, because it's always
Hmm.
been a little bit difficult. I think the idea of it was greater years back
Yeah.
versus um how it is now. But it's a very weird space to exist in, because while I'm sure y'all can relate to this. You know how you ever heard that saying, the more things change, the more they stay the same?
Hmm.
Yep.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Uh I'm finna get ready to bring another guest up. Joe, I know you say you got to tip around, hang around as long as you can. Whenever you got to bounce or step down, I get it. You ain't got to. It's all good. It's understood. It's all love. But if y'all can, I know both of you gentlemen are busy. Uh, but stick around as long as you can, because we're going into another part of the conversation now.
Okay.
This
Sounds
whole
good.
topic is also intergenerational, and
Yes,
growing
it
up
is.
in a very conservative environment, being raised Southern Pentecostal, uh, and growing up in a very strict doctrine as a child. I know my upbringing ain't like everybody upbringing, but Marlene the other night in the conversation had some extremely valuable points that she touched on. And as I alluded to earlier before I bring her up, uh, well, and matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and bring her up, and I'll finish my point, and I'll let her have the flow. Uh, you have elders and you have olders. Now, Vision love to claim he older than me, but you have you have certain people in your life that move, act, talk, think, speak, and walk like elders. And then you have some people who are just olders. All you are is older than me. That's all you'll ever be. That's all you've ever been. You've been on this earth longer than me, but your mindset is that of a child. And that goes for men and women who I've encountered personally. Some of them may be in my own family, some of them may not. That's neither here nor there. My greater point is, everybody older than you ain't always right. And everybody older than you is not always willing to learn from the youth very important life lessons about this new world in which they exist, but they don't have the time or the patience to absorb anything, or any information that they see as being unfit from those lesser than themselves. So with that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and introduce Marlene up in the conversation. Sis, how are you and what say you?
Uh, Peace and blessings to you in the chat. I'm doing good.
Oh,
Excellent.
welcome. Go ahead, sis. Go ahead. Speak your mind and share what you feel like sharing. Give your thoughts on the conversation thus far. Uh, we're here for it.
Yeah, yeah. I just wanted to say, I talk about it all the time. Just because somebody is older doesn't mean that they're a teacher, a healer, a motivating person. A person could be, 60 years old, but still mentally they're 10 years old. So we can't just tell the younger people to look to this person just because they're older. And like I was talking about the other day, it's a lot of older people out there, especially from back in the day, that used to be undercover pedophiles. So you can't just trust everybody just because they have the label of being on the earth longer than a younger person. Um, Younger people have things to teach the older people, but sometimes as we age, we think that life is still the same like when we were a youth. And things change, people change, the environment changes, and we have to learn to adapt to the circumstance that we're living in. But elders today, sometimes I feel embarrassed to say that that person is supposed to be an elder, because we see now the some of the elders, like the grand, who should be the big mamas or the big daddies in the family, they're in the club dropping it like it's hot. Like, what example is that to the youth or their grandchildren and other young people looking up to them? They put themselves on the same level as their grandkids because they're trying to live out their childhood. Maybe they didn't have one. And another thing that I don't like that some of the elders are doing, and parents, is they're telling their children, don't call them Mr. or Miss. Now they're saying, call me Bob, call me Carl, call me Betty. And that causes the youth to think, oh, we're on the same level. No, you are not on the same level as me. I lived these years, I have wisdom, I have things to teach you. And that's why I tell the children that I mentor, I miss Marlene, because it's time that the adults and the elders start taking back their power and showing them, no, you're not going to do what you used to do. This is how it goes. You got to lead by example. And a lot of elders and older people are not taking the lead and showing, children, like, this is how you treat, your family members. It starts in the family, I believe. By taking time, spending quality time together, being respectful, all of those things. But it has to start in the family, and then it goes out into the community, because I do believe strong families make strong communities.
I agree. I agree, Sister Marlene, and I'm gonna say this here, and I got to turn my camera on for this one real quick. I'm just gonna say, I'm gonna keep it a buck, keep it 100. Look here, I personally wasn't. My uncles and my aunties didn't treat me like I was a friend until I was damn near my 30s or into them. Um, that was just, maybe it's a Southern thing, I don't know, but children had a place and adults had a place. Now, without me being somebody parent, I never tell parents what to do or how they should do it. But I will say this: it was some success in that, which is why I argue and beg this question with everything that all the panelists done said, Miss Marlene just said. So when did now begin? Where did it go wrong? Vision touched on it earlier, and Joe touched on motivation from the weightlifting geek touched on it. As I sit back and look and observe and ponder, I still can't find that moment, which means it must be a collective of things, at least in my mind. Who set this collective of tendencies and possibilities in place for the complete breakdown of what we once knew as the family dynamic, the family structure, and the family unit? I want to speak to some people real quick before I let everybody respond. Lovey Star, how are you doing? Welcome in. I think this is my first time seeing you, sis, but welcome in here. We appreciate you. I got to get my man Growing What I Eat, get him right. Thank you for your contribution to the channel, brother. Let me get you right real quick. The George, thank you for that, bro. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. I want to hear what the rest of the panel think. Welcome in, Dawn people. How you doing, family? And I'm gonna get to some of these other comments. I just can't help but wonder, before I can even ask how we fix it or make better, because I can't fix the world. I'm just one man. All of y'all individuals, collectively, we can make a change. I personally think what Vision Preparedness said very specifically earlier is a starting point. Finding those core values of success from the once before, from the long, long ago, is a good place to begin. But at the same time, like Sister Marlene just said, man, you got people, and no fault. Grown folk do what grown folk do. I don't get in grown folk business. But you got grandmas out here that really don't like the idea of concept of being a grandmother. You got people, big daddies out here, or pawpaws, or grandfathers, depending on where you from. They still parking lot pimping, and that's their business to do that if they want to. That's cool. That's fine.
True
But what
story.
I'm saying,
No.
every generation, every group has to have a set of elders who over being cool, they over fitting in, they over being a part of greater society. They sit in wisdom and they teach what they've learned in a very humble and honest way. And I'm done. But bro, Joe, go ahead, bro. I heard you finna say something.
What I was gonna say, I think the only way to answer your question is to use the illustration of a car, because if you have a brand new Lamborghini, but if you don't maintain that car, it will eventually deteriorate to the point where it's no longer drivable. And
Yeah.
ultimately, I think that's what's happened to society. Things have deteriorated eventually over time to the point now where this thing isn't drivable anymore, so to speak. And everybody wants to fit in now. Everybody wants to be included. There was a time, like what Marlene was saying, that people wanted to be respected. But now everybody wants to be part of it, to be included in it.
Yeah.
And until that changes, things aren't going to change but so much, because if nobody is willing to stand up like what you just said, and no, this is how things should be, let me tell you why, this is my experience, those kind of things, then it will always be the blind leading the blind.
No, that's very true. That's very true. And before my brother Vision and Sister Marlene add to the conversation, Marlene, Aston85 made a comment to what you had said earlier, and she say, spot on about people not having childhoods and the equity of elders versus kids. Kids learn how to treat you by how they see you treat your parents. To speak to that and then to continue the conversation. Look here, man. I thank the Most High that me and my mama had to have some conversations, had the opportunity to have some conversations. Some was in failing health, some were on her deathbed. And I have to say, why some of the stuff when you know you finna lose somebody that come up out your soul, it hit real hard. I had to ask my mama. I wasn't mad. We were just. I think we might have been watching the Seahawks game or something, but it was just on my heart to ask her because I know I got to get it in while I can because she ain't gonna be here for forever. I'm from an era and from a generation and from a place. Two particular times I got lied on pissed me off real bad. I didn't know how to respond to it as a child because most children don't know how to be their own advocates. I'm from that old school where if them folk call and say you misbehaving or you doing this or you doing that, my mama would show up at the school just ready to beat the hell out of me. I'm gonna be honest about it. Without really going in depth about the circumstances surrounding what happened, when did it happen, how did it unfold, who else was involved, none of that. Because someone in authority said that I had done X, Y, Z. In some instances, unfortunately, in her life, that was all she needed to hear. I'm glad we had to have that conversation because it cleared the air on a whole lot of stuff. And she had never even considered that that's how I took it. All she knows is an adult had told another adult that I had done something, and that was enough. I think that's worked to our benefit in the past, but it's also worked to our detriment because I know kids are better seen, not heard in some instances. But in some instances, it's like, damn, you don't want to hear what I got to say at all. And then you have those same children grow up with burdens and rocks and weights and gallons of water on their back and animosities and hurt and anger and frustration and distrust because they were never listened to. Now, I know this is a little bit heavy, man, but this, if we're going to have this conversation, we're going to try to talk about all of it as much as we can, as respectfully as we can. But please, the other two guests, y'all go ahead and touch on that as well as ask the team's comments.
I'm going to drop down. I got to go ahead and run, but I'm going to be in these bushes.
Okay, bro. I mean, I thank you for coming up, bro. Real talk. I appreciate that.
Much love to everybody on the panel.
All right. Later on, Joe. I'll be quick because I got a meeting shortly.
I understand, brother. Thank you.
I'll say this. When I was raised, you called no adult by their first name. Never. I mean, that's an instant backhand by either mom or dad.
Facts.
Or whatever family member is there. It was always, this is Mr. Ted, Miss Nancy, and even in my family, it was Uncle Bob, Aunt Mary. Right. You know, you'd call no adult by their first name. And, you know, I made sure that my children do not and did not do the same. I'll check them in a heartbeat. Oh, no, you're not on the same level. This is a grown person.
Right.
You're going to show them the respect that they have earned. Whether you like them or not is not the point. The point is they're an adult. You're not. And, you know, from there, you have to be able to live by example, because children, they'll listen to what you say, but they're watching what you do. And like you said, the olders are still pimping in the parking lot or twerking with their daughters or granddaughters when they need to be an example, because the world really doesn't care about us.
Right. Yeah, I agree, bro. I agree. Speaking of that, before you step down real quick, and before we go over to Sister Marlene, I can say one time I do appreciate my family sticking up for me, because this is another time I got lied on, and the way that they believed me and took up for me because I had that. It was just completely out of character for me, so they knew something was up right away. Hell, I'm a grown ass man now, and I still respect people, all people, and if they allow me to do so, I still respect my elders as much as they let me. But I was in the backyard, and our neighbors was in the backyard, and I ain't gonna say his name, but I didn't turn the motor off, so I guess he didn't hear the Mister part first. You know them. You know how you can let the handle go and then the motor go off. I just
Yes.
kept mowing, but I stopped where I was and I waved and I said, "Hey, Mister So and So." I wasn't even through mowing the yard. You know, this cat had knocked on our front door and told my grandma, "You know that boy back there called me," because that's what made it jump in my head. Called me
Right.
such and such. Just
Right.
flat out loud on me. Dude, I'm literally mowing a yard. I'm in front of a running lawnmower. I took the time to stop and raise my hand and wave at you, and you gonna come tell folk that I just called you by your first name. That's why
Right.
it was so off and didn't make no sense, and that's why they didn't believe him. But and which spared me. But that's kind of what Marlene touching on.
Right.
It's a thin line between stuck in that generation where all adults are right, and we can't pretend like someone wasn't liars, someone wasn't crazy as hell, someone wasn't. But at the same time, what you just said, teaching discipline and making sure that the children know y'all ain't on the same level, you ain't friends. That's an adult. You have to respect them. That's that tightrope that everybody in my generation and older has had to live. But damn it, we don't talk about the truths that come along with that enough, in my
Right.
opinion.
Right.
But Vision, I know you got to go, bro. At any point, if you got to step down, it's all good.
I
Welcome
do. I
to.
got to bounce, and
Oh,
hopefully this
okay.
won't be long. I appreciate you allowing me to be up here, African Dreaming. Folks in the chat, do me a favor. I need you to do me two favors. Smash the like button. Support this brother. Him and his wife, April, are amazing people, and they have these tough conversations that everybody needs to hear. Hit the like button. Share out this live, folks. Much love, family.
Thank you, bro. Thank you. And
And
Vision, what time you coming on tonight, man? What time you
I'm
coming on
on
tonight?
tonight at 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. I'm not even going to tell you the topic. Look at the thumbnail. You may want to chime in and listen.
That is, family. 8:30 Eastern Standard Time tonight
8
in the
o'clock.
United States. 8
8 o'clock.
o'clock. 8 o'clock. 8 o'clock. Y'all be there. Check him out. I'm gonna do my best to stay up late enough to catch my brother and support and be there as well. But thank you, Vision. We appreciate that, fam.
Thank you. I appreciate it. Y'all stay blessed. Stay safe, everybody. And I'll talk to you soon, bro.
All right, fam.
All right,
Easy.
fam. Easy.
And Miss Marlene, sorry for the delay. I had a few things to, talk about in there. Hey, Happy Mac and everybody else who done came in. Thank y'all for being here. We appreciate y'all being part of the conversation. Miss Marlene, please go ahead. What say you?
Well, I just got to start off by saying, I grew up in a Black Caribbean family, tough as nails. You're not going to get away with nothing, especially with my mama.
Oh,
The
could you
Jamaican
repeat
mom
that?
does not play.
You kind of broke
Okay.
up a little bit when you first came in. Could you say that again, Marlene?
Oh, okay. Sure.
Okay, there
I
you go.
said I
You clear
grew
now.
up in
Yeah.
okay. I grew up in a Black Caribbean family. Both of my parents were Jamaicans, and they don't play about anything. But what I appreciated is that as I got older, I started to have conversations with my father. My mom was more conservative, like she was just stuck to her guns, like this is the way it is. But my dad, he saw that things were changing and it was time for him to change with the times. And I told him, I was
Yeah.
like, if I go outside and everybody is rough with me and I'm inside with my family and it's rough for me, where am I going to feel safe? Where am I going to feel like I fit in? So that's when we started to have conversations about how things should be. And then he started teaching me things and talking to me. I was like, okay, I don't have to talk to you if you don't want me to talk to you, but you want me to go get my information on the outside. I can do that too. So
Right.
parents and older people and elders have to learn that if you don't talk to your children or whatever youth, somebody's going to talk to them, and then they're going to plant some seeds that you may not be able to uproot. And
Oh,
so my family, we
right.
started to have conversations like later in life. Oh, go ahead.
No, no, no. I was agreeing. Please continue.
Oh, okay. So my family, we started having conversations, when my parents got up in their 60s. And I guess that's when you start to mellow out and chill. And my dad was, you know, I had to prepare you because number one, you're Black. Number two, you're a woman.
Hmm.
And
Right.
number three, society is not going to accept you. It's like, when you're Black, you already, my dad always said, you have two strikes against you. Just stepping outside, you're Black and you're a woman. Okay. So you
Right.
can't just be the ordinary, you have to be exceptional. And my dad always
Hmm.
put that in my mind, not ordinary, not average. You have to be 100 times better than your counterpart just because you exist. And
Right.
I
Right.
never forgot that. Average is not good enough. And so that always stuck with me. And I was always taught to respect my elders, but also my dad had to learn that not all older people or elders meant you're good. Some people try to uh, do something underhanded and illegal or something grimy to you. And he started opening up his eyes to see that the way he thought was not always a good way to think, that adults are always right, that you need to listen to kids. So we started getting into having conversations because he said, if that's where I got the saying, um, especially in a Black family, you got to have a safe place to fall. And my dad
Right.
always said that
Right.
to me. If you can't, you're not safe out there in this world. You're not safe. You got to have your guards up, your shields, everything. You got to walk on eggshells around people. It's a war zone out there. So when you're with your family or who you're in a relationship with, if you don't have a safe place to fall, that's why people act crazy. And especially youth, they don't have a safe place to go and vent and to say how they feel and talk about their hopes and their dreams. You got to have that. And me and my dad used to have deep conversations about this, that you have to um, you have to have somewhere where you can pull your guards down. But I think at the end of the day, you got to learn about boundaries. And I feel that people have to get back to having boundaries with their families. When I was growing up, there was boundaries. Like, we knew it's 7 o'clock. There's going to be no phone calls. There's going to be no nothing. 7 o'clock was family time. We're sitting down together. We're having dinner. And I think it does have to ultimately go back to that, not every day because things have changed, but at least a Saturday or a Sunday, at least once a week. You should be having time together with the people that you love so that you can check in and say, what's going on with you? And I mean, without any phone, social media, TV, just quiet and listen to the other person. And we don't do that enough as a community, especially in the minority communities. We're just so busy and we're focused on money. But at the end of the day, money means nothing when people are gone out your life. It's about the memories that you made with people. And that's what you hold on to. So that's my thought. I think that we have to go back to having boundaries into relationships. Like, okay, at this time, this is my time with my kids, or this is my time with my mate, this is my time with this, and I'm only going to work this a period of time. And I think it teaches the youth that, yes, while it's important to provide for your family, but nothing means more to me than you.
I agree. I agree. I absolutely do. I think that that would be uh, a great way to reform or recapture some potentially or obviously lost values. Um, but we have to counter that with the demands of society, because when those, and I believe you 100%, and I agree with you 100%, but when those things were more prevalent throughout society, a one income household could very easily sustain a family of four for 2 decades. Mom is at home, she's child rearing and raising kids, and I'm not trying to make it all Leave It to Beaver, but that's how things really were at one point throughout, especially U.S. history. But the steel mills closed down, the plants closed down, manufacturing closed down. All of these jobs were exported 40 years ago, gradually up to now. And mama working just as hard as daddy working. Mama stressed out just as bad as daddy stressed out. Mama done had just as hard a week as daddy done had. And when Friday come and Saturday come, maybe y'all get some Pizza Hut or order some Grubhub and might watch a movie together. And then the kids in their room watching their separate TV shows. And mama and daddy might not even be in the same room. They might be dad in the living room and mom in the bedroom. And this is the reality that we confronted it with. This is where things really are. So the idea of getting back to that is definitely what needs to be done and could be a benefit. But how we make that happen is a whole separate set of circumstances, because we all in this together. We all hurting right now. And something else that you said that really hit home for me, one of my favorite songs, though, Luther Vandross, Never Too Much. One way that inadvertently I think the older generation may have crippled or hurt the generation following them is, now I have friends who are Indian. When I say Indian, I'm talking about Indian, East Indian, not Native American Indian, East Indian. Friends from the Caribbean, from the islands, friends from Hispanic backgrounds, as well as African backgrounds. And then me being myself, all Texas, baby, all day long, Black American. Never Too Much is the name of the song. And because of how we were conditioned, not only by our parents sometimes, but by a greater society, you got people who doing perfectly well, in my opinion. Mama work, daddy work, maybe individuals, single parent of either gender. And the world keep telling you every day, every time you open your eyes and roll out of your bed, everything you doing ain't enough. Not only is that a detriment to our society, it's killing people. Because especially in the West and especially in the US, having a house, even if you're a homeowner, well, maybe your house ain't big enough. If you're a car owner because you done finally paid that sucker off, well, maybe your car too old. Maybe you got $3,000-$4,000 worth of savings and people still talk shit about that. Never too much. You can't never have too much. You can't never have too much, and you damn sure ain't gonna never have enough. People literally working themselves to death, not only to keep up with the Joneses, but because you get questioned because of how you were raised, how you was taught, and then have the outside world adding on to that, people working themselves to death. You work a 9 to 5 and then got 2 gig jobs on the side, and you proud of yourself, but your heart bad. I'm getting it in. I'm grinding. I'm out here getting it. I'm getting it. But you wondering why you walk around coughing all damn week and your nose ain't running. Both nostrils wide open, but you keep a headache. Never too much. Never too much. But please go ahead, Miss Marlene. I just want to throw that in there.
I just wanted to interject a little bit and say that, at the end of the day, one thing my dad used to always say, don't let society and other people tell you what success is. We have to
Mm-hmm.
determine within ourselves and within our families what makes my family happy, what makes me happy, and we got to stop giving people power over determining what success is. For me,
Yes.
success is health. Success is
Exactly.
having, family that loves me. It's not determined by a monetary status. While, money is a means to an end. For me, money is
Right.
not everything. But for some, if that floats your boat, then that's you. But we
Mm-hmm.
have to
Of course.
define what works for our families. And I think most people, they just want to showboat and say, "Oh, I have all of this," but they're up to their ears in debt. They don't have it.
Come
It's
on,
all
man.
on plastic.
Yeah. Hey,
So
Marlene,
we,
you
we
know
have
damn
we have
well,
to
just
go
like I
past
do.
that.
Yes, 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 yes. You know just as well as I do that a whole bunch of these folk, and I'm not knocking nobody, baby. I can live this life being happy for everybody, being happy for everybody, because I believe in people working as hard as they feel to get where they want to be. But when it's pressed upon you by greater society to constantly strive for something, but you can't take none of that with you. You can enjoy it while you're here. And I ain't gonna sit here and lie and say money ain't never brought me no happiness. But at the same time, some of the happiest people or seemingly happiest people, people you would think, I'm gonna throw out names like Anthony Bourdain, may he rest in power or rest in peace. You got a food cook, a travel show, all you do is travel the world and eat, and you decide to come to the ends that you chose to come to. A purse designer, millionaire, got people can't wait to buy your stuff every time it drop, and you end yourself the way you ended yourself. So sometimes it ain't always about the money. We having a conversation. I ain't brought the word up yet, but baby, pressure. And that ties back into this whole intergenerational thing. Sometimes people can mean and wish the best for you. You need somebody to motivate you. You need somebody to push you. But this doggone pressure that we live under day in and day out, sometimes it just get to be too much. And what is joy? What is happiness? What is fulfillment? What makes you okay with being okay? Because your okay may not be my okay. I might have a lower bar than you. I might be poor as hell, but somehow I'm still happy. You might have everything I ever thought I wanted, and you miserable as hell. It's a double-edged sword. But first, I gotta real quick, if you don't mind, Marlene, let me get Sister Love It Star. Thank you for your contribution. Let me get Love It Star right real
Sure.
quick. I appreciate you, fam. First time in, first time seeing you over here. Let me get Love It right with George real quick. Get it. Let's go and get it. Yeah, that is. Thank you, Love It. We appreciate that, man. Thank you, thank you, thank you. And my brother Tay Weezy, new member, Tay Weezy. Thank you for getting back up, bro. Thank you. Membership. I'm gonna get Tay Weezy right real quick. I'm feeling George again. Because those memberships, it may not be direct money in the chat, but that's support. That's how the channel maintain. That's how we keep doing what we doing over here, and we able to help others. But Miss Marlene, you done said so much. You done touched on so many points. Oh man, I
Yeah,
really
and
think.
I just wanted to
Oh no, go
say,
ahead. Go
I just
ahead.
want
Yeah.
to, I just want to say one more thing before I drop down. At the end of the day, I talked about it on one of my streams, but at
Mm-hmm.
the end of the day, families have to get closer to one another. You know, and
Mm-hmm.
every family
Mm-hmm.
is different. And people have to get back to love, and I understand that some of us were never taught what love is, but we know how love feels. It's about respecting each other, supporting each other, back to the old fashioned ways of, checking in. Is there something I can do for you? And not with
Right.
wanting anything in return, just checking on
Right.
somebody. Are you okay? And I think that's the reason why people these days are so depressed and down, because everybody is just out there grinding for their paper. But at the end of the day, what does that paper mean if you don't have memories to make with the people once you get it?
Absolutely.
That's all, and
Absolutely.
that's all I gotta say is that you got to
Yeah.
get back to what's really important to you and your family, and not let society define that for you. And just elders and older people, we just have to step up and be a good example to show them, because people always say, do as I say, not as I do," and we got to stop doing that,
Hmm.
because guess what? They're going to follow the same example, and there will be another generation of kids who will be doing the same thing to theirs.
I,
I'm
I
going to
couldn't
drop down
agree
now.
more. Well, thank you, Miss Marlene. I appreciate you for coming up, sharing your thoughts and opinions. Absolutely. Um, thank you,
Much
and you
love to
already
you in
know.
the chat. I'm going to.
I I want to say this, y'all check out Marlene Sanders show. Marlene motivates. Miss Marlene, drop your hashtag BCIAC in the chat so people can connect with you if they're not familiar with who you are. Back when we were a very, very young channel, Marlene was one of the first people to invite us over as guests and have little old African Dreaming over on her channel, and introduce us to more people than we knew. Look, we can't do this alone. It's about networking, collaboration, sharing, understanding, patience, and kindness. And here, and here go my man. Here go my. Come on, bruh. Look here, a resilient dad. Let me turn my a resilient dad, bro. Thank you, fam. I didn't even know you was in the bushes. I appreciate you being here, and I sure appreciate you supporting and contributing to the channel. Let me put that up there real quick and get over here and get my man's right. George leg gonna get tired tonight, family. Get it, bro. And one more for good measure. Brazilian dad got us up here sitting like that, counting them coin. Well, counting them that's folding money right there. We appreciate it. We appreciate it. Miss Marlene, you are more than welcome. You have an open invite anytime we drop the link. I always love to get and hear your perspective and how you feeling about things. Um, I ain't gonna keep y'all too much longer. I will drop this link one more time for anybody else who want to add anything before we wind down. I just want to say anybody is welcome. Just let me see you in the background, and you ain't got to be on camera. I just need to see you real quick. Just wave at me or something. And we ain't got to agree. I just want to hear everybody's different perspectives, points of views, how you thinking, how you feeling about this, and very quickly talk about the podcast. One of the biggest things y'all can do to help Old African Dreaming is tech department. Dropped the link a little bit earlier. I don't know if it's pinned to the top or not. I can't. I don't see it up there. But anyway, some things and some stuff. Podcast with African Dreaming. Look here, we can't thank y'all enough for all the support we've already gotten. But we 23 short of our goal. Thank you. There it is right there. Yeah, tech department just dropped it. Hashtag STSS. That will take you straight on over to Spotify. That will take you straight on over. Y'all, we really, really need the help because the clock is ticking. We trying to get to this 23. We need 23 more. We trying to get to our goal. So not only can we get monetized, we can get pushed out harder on the platform and it opens us up to this whole new. It's a whole lot of new features we don't have access to right now, but it'll really help us as far as our podcast goes. And podcasting ain't like YouTube. It's hard over there. It get rough. You just sitting out there, you talking, you dropping it. You don't know who see it, who don't see it, who hears it, who doesn't hear it. But we need y'all. We really, really need y'all. And don't listen to it with your kids, because it's grown folk conversation. We talk about grown folk issues. So again, put your earbuds in or listen while you in the shower or do something like that. Just a heads up, because the conversation get a little deep. But yeah, before we get up out of here, man, if anybody wants to jump in with some thoughts, some ideas, how they feel about the conversation thus far, because I'm gonna say one more time, man. One thing you can't deny is it's a different world. Big Rooster, what, man? Boy, you must still be out there in the garage. That's why you ain't came up here. Shout out, fam. Shout out, Big Rooster. We appreciate you, homie. I was checking you out earlier over on Miss T, you and Broke, and Carol, and everybody else. And oh, well, we got somebody back. Oh, yo. Okay, hold on. Welcome in, young man.
Hello. How's it going, everyone?
It's going, bro. Doing great and hoping to get better. How you doing?
You know, I can't complain. We woke up on the right side of the dirt this morning.
That's it. That's a start.
Oh, yeah. Another day, another opportunity to make life closer to what you want, you know? Queen Marlene, man, well said. I resonated with a lot of her points, and it's so dope to even see how early the support was. And that's encouraging and inspiring to me. To the question, there was a couple of things. One, when does now begin? It was something that resonated with me when you guys had that, because when now begins for me, it was the moment where I realized that I had control and I can figure things out in a positive way.
That's profound, bro.
Right.
I ain't mean to cut you off, but that's profound, bro. That's deep, but go ahead.
Well, honestly, it's something where, you know, life gives you challenges and opportunities to transition your life, and you just realize that you have control to make life better for yourself and people around you, if you choose to. Right? It's all about the choice. Something to what Ms. Marlene said about the upbringing, right, which is also a part of the mentality of when you consider when does now begin. It was something that was said to me and instilled in us growing up about having standards, and how life as a kid was going to be harder because our parents made it harder, because they realized once we become an adult, you know, and get out into the world, there are no standards. You can show up and as you please or just get by and things like that. But when you have a standard, for us was excellence and nothing less. You know, that was something that it was so instilled in you as a seed that planted, that regardless of the decisions that you made and how life can take you, you will always go back to that standard. So it doesn't matter how other people can, you know, react to life or how people perform. You know that you're accountable to your own standard and not anyone else's. So that was just 2 points that I thought that was pretty interesting. And then thinking about that too, in the lines of, you know, what Mr. Motivation said for, you know, what does success mean to you? I think that's a simple but complex question, because something that I've been practicing is, and also trying to share with some mentees here, is success isn't necessarily about what you have. It's more so about what you think and how you treat yourself first. And with that, we call it life with fries. And fries is success. What I mean life with fries is you can be born and impoverished or not as much as the next neighbor or what have you. But when you have life with fries, you got what you got to make it to where you want to go. And fries is an acronym meaning finding resource in every situation. And I think that that
Nice.
too is an example of success if you can really hone in on that. But yeah.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Um, bruh, you said a mouthful, and I appreciate you coming up. And before you leave, the reason that I'm willing to share, I don't know. I like these topics. I like self discovery, both interpersonally and intrapersonally, and with no intent to embarrass myself or my wife. I'm proud of what I've accomplished because I did go on to college later on. But look here, man. I never got past the ninth grade. I never got past the ninth grade. Um, I got my GED early. I always loved to read. I always loved um, some form of self edification. Uh, Being autodidactic is something that I've always incorporated into my life. But because of my young life's circumstances, uh, I fell short in a lot of ways. And something very important for me is to let other people know if they come across lives like this a decade later, 30 years later, that it's still hope. You can still be something. It may not be what the world wanted you to be, but you can still accomplish, have, and achieve. And I'm so very proud of you for your mentorships and the things you do out there in the Bay, because it's people like you who fulfill roles along with a lot of my cousins, a lot of my uncles, a lot of my aunties, uh, that helped shape me to be the man that I am. And I know you a smart dude. You know what I'm saying? I'm just old country boy, man, but I always had some kind of sense. And I want other people to know that no matter wherever they from, young man or young woman, the possibilities are endless. The only limitations are those that you set and place upon yourself. So as we have this
Agree. Yeah.
conversation, oh, go ahead, bro. Go ahead. Go ahead.
No, I totally agree. Yeah. It's the limitations, right, that we put on ourselves. So now it begins when you realize you have control. You can start where you are and given your resources, regardless of lack of resources compared to anyone else. What you have is exactly what you need to go wherever you want to go. You just got to be diligent in that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, and to add to that
Oh,
too, it's interesting because my parents' generation, young pops, Arkansas, you know, real. I'm talking about rural Arkansas. Didn't complete middle school, and my mom never finished high school. However, we have a generation now of kids in our family and cousins and nieces and nephews that are able to achieve a lot of great things, right? And it goes to show it's not necessarily what the people before you did, right? It's about the seeds and the resources that, if you want to recognize them, these are the things that will actually help, propel you and keep your mind sane and safe to do whatever you want to do in this life, on this side of the world. Yeah.
exactly. Exactly, man. And I'm along with you and many other. By the way, I saw your comment, Gina versus Gina. Thank you, sis, for being in here. I didn't even know you was in them bushes. Uh just to say, like, all the people who support the channel, all the people who help us, I know where I fell short. Sometimes I shake my head when she walking through the house, and I look at my wife and I still wonder why she picked me of all, why she picked me. But um when like being able to help some of the children over here, because education is still so important and it's such a big deal, and it's something that's so desired and hungered for, knowing that we can contribute to that, like with y'all help and even these conversations, because I walk away from these conversations. Sometimes I'm completely just overwhelmed, and it makes me readjust, and not only here, but for people I converse with back in the States, be a better me and do all I can do to help open doors and make ways for like you said, bro, that next generation. And I may not do it all right because I'm a work in progress, man, but I'm damn sure trying, bro. I'm sure trying. And all we can do is the best we can do, man. And as I always say, try to leave this world, if we lucky, maybe a little better than we found it. But even if you can't do no better, do no harm. Just try that part. Just do no
Yes.
harm.
Yes.
I didn't mean to cut you off, bro, but go ahead.
Oh no, I totally agree. I totally agree. You know, do what you can, but try to leave it better than what you received it in, right? And if you can, at least support the things around you that is trying, right?
No doubt. No doubt.
But yeah,
Man,
that was it. I wanted to
go ahead.
just, share some
Yeah,
time
go
with
ahead.
you guys and break some bread with you guys on that. Totally respect. I know you guys been on a week long, marathon.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, but
It's a lot,
it's
bro.
valuable content, and eventually, the right ears will hear this because now it exists on the internet, right? It exists in the
Yeah.
atmosphere, so the right people will hear it when they need to hear it. I always believe that. So
No
thank you.
doubt. No doubt. Oh man, it's all love, fam. It's all gravity. I just want to thank you for being here and for all the even at my old age now, it's still some OGs out there that I still look up to because of how they present. Um and I try and my best to model myself after the best of what I see in all people. And man, as far as this week here goes, boy, man, shout out Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek. By the way, he gonna be going on tonight doing his after work live. My brother Vision gonna be going on live at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Man, when I say this is a lot, it's a lot, and we don't always have time for these sorts of everyday, you know, going lives and stuff. But it's been a lot of fun, but it's been a lot at the same time. So shout out to everybody who's a content creator who do this consistently, um, without waver, without fail, Monday through Friday. People like Miss T, Motivation from the Weightlifting Geek, others, even Miss Patty, Miss Patty's Southern Kitchen, going out for her morning walks. DJ Jordan, people like DJ Jordan who go live every day. Miss Lee, Panamosity, go live and get her workout in. You know, showing people that if she can do it, y'all can do it. About health. Marlene got, I don't know, last time I checked, Life of Marlene got about 47 channels, man. Marlene always out there grinding. Uh, it's a lot. It is. It's a real thing. It take a lot of work, a lot of dedication. Shout out to the word, bro. Thank you for being an inspiration for this live, for having the conversation that you had over on your channel. Um, I think you're a phenomenal brother. You introduce a lot of topics and a lot of concepts, and credit to you because I believe in giving credit where credit is due, and that's something that I believe is important amongst content creators. If you get an idea or an inspiration from another content creator, there is nothing wrong with telling them folk that they the one that moved you, inspired you, or dropped that seed in your mind. And just don't be afraid to give them credit for that. Um, yeah. With that being said, Resilient Dad, if you got a couple seconds, you can hang back, bruh. I'm gonna go and wind this thing down, but
Sure thing.
please take the last word. You got anything else to say about any maybe potential upcoming events or something of that nature, sir?
uh, nothing to publicize, man. I think we've mentioned that a few times. But if anything, just like myself and my family here, we want to keep supporting everyone that we can find here. Like-minded individuals, people that are looking for inspiration or just a way to move a little bit better or think differently. So we're always here to support 1,000% anyone that has that similar frequency. So thank you.
No doubt, no doubt. With that being said, family, much love to y'all all. Each one teach one. We appreciate that. Y'all, please. And thank you to everybody who said they went over and supported Astor Team, Miss Marlene, I think maybe even the word. But if y'all hit that link, y'all, we really appreciate it. And then on top of that, man, spread the word because we need 23 more. We really trying to get there. It's very important to us because the clock is in fact ticking, and then we're gonna have to start all the way over. So y'all, please help us out. Please support us over on some things and some stuff, podcasts with African Dreaming. With that being said, family, y'all already know what it is. Until the next time that y'all see us and we see y'all know what we're gonna be over here doing, baby. Being country in another country. We'll holler.